Hello guys, we are going to now announce the winner of our latest competition that we have been running with BenQ around the theme of the great outdoors. So just to remind you, the theme was the great outdoors and people were to enter for free their photographs celebrating the great outdoors. We're coming out of lockdown, hopefully in a lot of countries anyway. It's spring in the Northern Hemisphere here. And, you know, people are venturing outdoors. So we thought, let's make a competition that shows that. The competition has kindly been sponsored by BenQ Monitors Europe. And the prize is a fantastic one. It's an SW240 professional photographer's monitor. And that monitor is going to be on its way to one lucky person by the end of this week. Now, to enter that competition, all people had to do was to be following us on social media and to hashtag TSOP and BenQ their photographs on Instagram. And that was it. It was a free entry competition and we got hundreds of entries. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that entered. The competition was extremely fierce. And if anyone wants to go and see all of the entries, just go onto Instagram and type in hashtag TSOP and BenQ and you will see everyone's entries. Now what we've done is we have shortlisted 5 of what we think are the very best of all of them entries, and one of them is going to win the monitor. Now to help me judge this competition, I've got in a professional landscape photographer called Tom Archer. Now Tom Archer has worked with clients such as Google, Panasonic, Destination Canada, Booking.com. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, and when it comes to landscape photography, he knows his stuff. So he's going to help me judge these pictures in a minute. And just as a little bit of promotion for the School of Photography, Tom is running a professional landscape photography course where he's going to show you how he creates these epic, beautiful scenes, and he's going to share the secrets of how to become a professional landscape photographer. So that is coming up soon at TSOP. So all that's left to do now is to get Tom over on a video call, and then we're going to show you the pictures and we're going to talk about them, and then we are going to announce the winning shot. So let's get Tom in. So let me welcome Tom then. Welcome Tom, and thanks for helping us out here and judging these competitions. And we have to say congratulations to you, Tom. Do you want to mention it for us?
Yeah, I've just become a father in the last week, so everything's a bit crazy at the moment, but obviously it's an amazing thing. And thanks so much for having me on here anyway. It's a pleasure to be a part of and to help judge.
No, you're more than welcome, Tom. We're glad to have you on, and yeah, we can see you're a new father because the bags are growing. Under your, bags are growing under your eyes.
Slowly coming lower as they go.
That's right. Yeah. If we see you in 6 months' time, you'll probably be aged about 10 years. You know, I think that's
grey hair, and yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what happened to me. I think. You know. Anyway, listen. Thanks for helping us judge. So
you're welcome,
Tom, as we've already spoken about, but you are going to have the final decision here, all right? So we are going to now discuss these 5 shortlisted pictures, and then we'll come up with a decision. All right?
Sure.
So let's go over to the first picture, and that is this one here. And this one is by Chris Bridges. It was taken in England, in Hereford. I've got some information here. And he just says it's something that he stumbled across whilst out walking, and it was sunset, and he took this picture. Do you want to start us off, Tom?
Yeah, I think it's a great shot. It's I love the lone tree landscape shots. Actually, I took one in that we I think talked through before in Lapland in the snow, and it's like one of my favorite shots. I just love the simplicity and the kind of the loneliness of it almost, but it's just it's beautiful. Great light. It's done a really good job with the lighting there. Great framing and composition with the rule of thirds there, and the tree in the middle, the horizon up on the first third. Really like the colours and the tones, that the kind of green fading through to the blue, beautiful as well. And also those sort of like, you know, those lines leading your eye in of the tracks, the trails, whatever, leading your eye straight to the tree from the side. It kind of draws your eye into the picture. So yeah, I think it's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, it is a lovely shot, and I always found out the lone tree thing, like you said. I'm always out looking for a lone tree. Yeah. Then you look for a lone tree, and you have to just wait for the right time. And I mean, this was a great time to take this shot, actually, just for Chris. the wheat there is still green, isn't it? And so
Yeah,
everything's kind of matches. And you know as well, Tom, when your colours harmonise in your picture, it makes a hell of a difference, doesn't it? And the
definitely.
colours do definitely all match here. And that sunset, it says here, yeah, it was a sunset, is obviously flickering that orange light over the lot of it. So yeah, it was, well, what we thought was definitely deserved to be shortlisted. It certainly shows the great outdoors. So we'll announce the winner, by the way, guys, at the end, obviously, but we're going to talk about them first. So let's go to the next one, and that is this one here, and this is by Francesco. Hopefully I'm going to pronounce this correctly. Francesco Longobardi. That's what I think it's. Hopefully that's how it's pronounced. It was taken in Iceland. Now, Tom, you've been there, and I think, and you probably know how to pronounce this, but I'm going to give it a go. All right.
Yeah.
It's called. It says here the Sneffelisnis Peninsula. Would you know that place? Have I said it right? No?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to say that, but I know the actual location here is called Kirkjufell. I think that's the name of the
That's it.
mountain.
That's it.
Yeah, with the waterfall in front.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, how to pronounce the
No.
Icelandic
Okay. Well, that's
names
all right.
are
If
crazy.
if you can't remember and I can't pronounce it, then what I just said must be right, obviously.
I'd have to see it in front of me, then I might remember. But yeah, I mean, I love this place. It's so stark and beautiful. I think this was used on Game of Thrones filming, actually, in
Right.
one of the scenes in the snow. It's like a very iconic. And
Yes.
actually, it wasn't one of the most famous Icelandic spots. There was a lot of other waterfalls that are much more famous, but it feels like it's become very big in the recent years as a place
Yeah.
to go. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very well done shot of this scene. I like the slow exposure on the water.
Yeah.
Just adds to it. I think that kind of motion blur going on there.
Yeah.
There's a really nice sky, the motion blur in the sky, that kind of subtle kind of orange just hinting through, and then the bluey purple at the top there. And yeah, it's nicely done. Nice
Yeah.
kind of dramatic kind of look as well to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so as well. And this is something that you do see on landscape photographs a lot, isn't it? It's just quite like a hot spot, isn't it? But nevertheless, it is a very technically well done shot. I don't know how well it comes across on a video for people that are watching it, but we've got the high res image here, and it's absolutely crisp in the foreground right the way to the background, and the colors are really nice. And you know, you can tell it's a very technically a good shot. You know, it's been achieved very well. So yeah, again, this was a very, very well deserved shortlisted picture. Yeah. Shall
Sure,
we
yeah.
go on to the next one? And that is this one here by Kerry Adams. And I'm going to read what she's wrote here when she submitted it. It says, "This is a tree that always catches my eye, but in the mist, it really caught my attention. The tree stands down a farm track and runs alongside the River Trent in Gainsborough. Behind it in the mist stands the West Burton Power Station, and you can just see the chimney stacks peeping through." I love this shot. The feeling of it is what grabs you instantly, you know. And I saw it on Instagram. When you see it on Instagram, you don't get the full kind of I don't know what the full feeling of it, I suppose,
Impact.
but you do get like an inkling. And now Kerry sent the full res picture to us. You really see it. The post processing of it is absolutely superb, right? You can see it, and again, I don't know how this comes across on the video, but you just about see this line of the path leading you into the tree here. And if there's a kind of vignette around the edge, this big epic cloud in the background. And like she says here, just very faintly in the background is a power station. And I love that. I love the fact of that. Yeah, so for me, this was shortlisted because of that mysterious feeling. And as you know, Tom, photographs that tell a story, even if it's your own story, are great. Photographs that lead you through a frame, lead you from the foreground to the background, and tell a story, a mysterious kind of story in this case. They really work for me. So that's my take on it. Tom, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I really love this one. And anyone that's kind of listened to me talking before about my work is that I really love to look for something kind of otherworldly and magical and really transport the viewer into a kind of almost a different dimension. And it's about capturing those kind of perfect conditions altogether. And this one just does such a good job of that, like the mist, the dramatic clouds, and that like kind of tiny little peak of sky, or at
Yeah,
the very top left corner there.
yeah,
Just yeah, it draws your eye in, the vignette that kind of draws your eye into the tree, and then that kind of like subtle hint of the little, like, the power station, and I think another tree just in the background there, just peeping out of the mist there is, yeah, it's beautiful. It's like something out of a fairy tale or something, isn't it?
yeah. And it's just like you say, it's almost as if everything came together there, didn't it? Everything came
Mm.
together on her walk, and I like the fact that it was just it catches her eye as she walks around. It's not like she didn't, it was just there at that moment in time. She had her camera, and
I
that
love the
actually,
idea of that, having a spot that you always go back to and you see, and you kind of wait for that perfect condition. You can see something in it, but you're just
yeah,
waiting for that time.
yeah,
And this is, yeah, great. I
yeah,
think it works great in black and white. I'd love to see it in color, just to see what it's like, just because I'm intrigued, because I'm
yeah,
more of a color guy. But yeah, it's a great image to turn black and white, and
yeah.
yeah, great image
I,
altogether.
yeah, I think this shows a good photographer. It
Yeah,
shows an eye. That's what It shows someone that's looking for different things, you know. And do you know that photographer Faye Goodwin, the landscape photographer Faye Goodwin?
yeah,
She does black and white stuff, and it reminds me of that.
yeah.
Not necessarily aesthetic, as in like the pretty picture type landscape, but there is something really wowing about it, And
For sure.
yeah, great shot, Kerry. Let's go on to the next one. Oh yeah, this one here by, I think it's Miha Eugene, and this one was taken in Glencoe in the Lost Valley in Scotland. And yeah, go on, Tom, you go first.
Yeah, I think this one's another one that's technically good. I know from like doing a lot of night photography how it can be quite tricky to balance. I mean, it looks like we've got some kind of a big moon or a full moon there behind the clouds that are lighting them up, and you can see the foreground's very dark, and it can be very hard to get that balance. And the way they've used the lighting to light up the tents and that kind of strip of light that comes across does a really good job, I think. Along with the slow exposure again, where you've got that cool movement in the sky and just a little, those few dots of stars through, like peeking through. Yeah, I think it's really done really well, and it kind of also transports you to like this kind of place where you can just imagine yourself out there camping, looking up at that sky, and yeah, it's nicely done.
Yeah, yeah, it is very nicely done. And again, I don't know if this comes across on the video, but when you're looking at the high res picture here, it's dark, but it is actually there is a lot of detail in that foreground, and so just so that people know that it's not, because I think sometimes it can come across on screen as being underexposed, but this is not underexposed. This has been done in that way, I think, so that it is there's detail there, but it's very sort of dark detail, if that makes sense. Yeah, and I love it as well. And I thought you'd like this one because the tents lighting up and things like this. So
Yeah,
this would be something that you'd probably have a go at, I would imagine, lighting up the tents and going like this. This is
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, and this is so yeah, that's a good shot. So well done. And let's go on to the next one. And this one here by Sam Hodgson, and it is Roker Pier on the northeast coast of England. Clearly, it's been done with a 10-stop filter. It's also used a circular polarizer, he said here, and a 3-stop medium grad filter to get this shot. What do you think? What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I love this one. I think it's quite a classic shot, and it's been really well edited and put together. Like, it definitely knows what it's doing with dodging and burning, and kind of, having that lovely strip of kind of brightness leading your eye into the lighthouse. The composition's obviously great with the pier kind of leading your eye around in that big arc. And then that beautiful dramatic sky. I love it. Like, that's amazing. Dark, kind of moody top edge there, and then the
Yeah,
interesting kind of stripes and colors. But also, I like the way it's kind of edited the kind of dark just on the horizon of the sea. So the dark kind of draws your eye in, and then it lightens up in the foreground, and it just all kind of, it's a very like perfectly edited image. Everything kind of blends together perfectly.
yeah, yeah. I think you're right. This is the type. When I saw this shot, it's the type of shot that I would love to take. And if I took this shot, it would be all over my Instagram, all over Facebook, on the website and everything. I think, like you say, I think it's a very well technically taken shot. It shows skill, you know, it shows skill. And like you say, the editing and everything shows skill. I love the grain. There's a grain in the sky as well, which is really cool. I like that a lot. And
you can definitely imagine this as a fine art print up on your wall in the lounge or something. It's
yeah, absolutely. It's a fantastic long exposure. Right, so that's the 5 shots. Let's go back through them again. So there we go. That's the one from Sam, and this one is from Mihai. I hope I've said that correctly. This one is from Kerry Adams. This one is from Francesco, and then you've got this one here from Chris Bridges. Right, we're going to go back to me and you, Tom. Tom, you have got the final say here. Obviously, you've had a good discussion, but this is your area, all right? And so, you know, you've got the more expertise here. So let's hear it. What do you think is the winning shot?
Well, it's a difficult one because they're all great shots and they all have their own sort of strengths. For me, it's a bit of a toss-up between Sam and Kerry's. I've been thinking about, which is unusual for me because I don't normally go black and white. I normally like color. If you look at my work, you'll see everything's like really colorful. But I really like both of those. I think that both of them have got amazing strengths. But I think it's going to have to be Kerry's image of the tree, just because it's so otherworldly and beautiful. It's those perfect conditions and the way everything kind of draws your eye into it. It's just really interesting. I could just find myself staring at that for a long time, just picking out the details and so. Congrats,
you know
Kerry.
what,
That's
Tom,
amazing.
I am glad. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. As a matter of fact, we've not discussed this for people at home. We didn't. I left it to Tom, and I would have chose Kerry's as well. And like you say, they are all absolutely fantastic shots. And yeah, I would have chosen Kerry's for that fact, that mysterious look. And it's not a usual landscape shot. It's got more depth to it in its meaning. That's what I think, anyway.
Yeah.
So. Kerry, that monitor is on its way to you. Okay, so we'll be emailing you soon to get further details and blah blah blah. So well done, Kerry. Well done to everybody for entering, and you've all done a great job, and particularly the 5 shortlisted images. We're going to promote you anyway and share all your stuff out. So hopefully you will get some, you will get some more followers and this, that, and the other from that anyway. I want to say thank you again to Tom for judging this competition. It's been a real pleasure. And don't forget to check out Tom's course, which is coming out on the School of Photography very, very soon. All right. So cheers, Tom. And I'll see you soon.
Thanks so much.
So there you go. What a fantastic winning shot there by Kerry Adams. Now, don't forget, if you want to join in on our competitions, all you need to do is follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Just follow us there and you'll find out about the competitions and you can enter them, and they're for free. We want to thank BenQ again for sponsoring the competition and giving away that fantastic professional photographer's monitor. And thanks for everybody for entering this competition. I hope you had fun, even if you wasn't shortlisted here. Okay, I hope to see you in the next video. And remember, if you want to learn photography properly, come over and see us at theschoolofphotography.com.